The lights are off and away they go.
Extremely loose. He's managed to hold on. I think he missed the complete. He's crazy.
Side by side, Freitas is on the grass on the infield floor. He slides through. He tags Richard Eck.
Sam Cooke may have sang another Saturday night, and I ain't got no buddy, but we're all together tonight to take old Sam out of the 8-track and slide in some Bee Gees, because we've all got Saturday night fever, and the only cure is a dose of short track racing. You're watching the Global Sim Racing Channel's live As It Happens coverage of the A-Box Mobile Storage 75, round number 9 of the Bootleg Racing League's Outlaw Modified Series. Hello everyone, and welcome to the cozy confines that is South Boston Raceway. For 75 laps of circular excitement, I'm your host, Bill Soupson, and once again I've parked the Hams Modified machine, climbed the stairs up to the broadcast booth to help bring you the action of tonight. Thankfully, with me tonight is the man who's seen every lap that this series has turned this season, Sean Ambrose. Twisting the knobs and pushing the sliders is the Quentin Tarantino of iRacing, Amjad Yaman, and at his disposal will be the camera sets provided as always by Dougie Beard. Sean, for this race, in the third season here of the Outlaw Series, we visit South Boston. You know, and oval drivers in iRacing know this track pretty well. But for those viewers that aren't as familiar with this place, tell us a little bit about South Boston.
Well, yeah, I'd love to. Here we are in beautiful South Boston, Virginia. You and I, Bill, both stay in the state of Virginia right now today as we're doing double duty and proud to do it, man. South Boston, a great track. Been here forever, man, since the late 50s, opened in 57. Just a 0.400 miles. A fast lap here is going to be a low 14, okay? 75 laps. You better keep your head on a swivel and pay attention because it's going to go by really, really quick. Yeah, a 12-degree banking in the turn. So, you know, again, this is going to be a really fast track. The official track record here is 14.409 in a Tour Modified. We've got SKs tonight that have broken that. Ernie Brown sitting at the top of the practice board right now with 14.363. We got a fast one on tap. We're going to hop on board with Bryce Whitson right now and show you a lap here around South Boston Speedway, America's hometown track.
Hey guys, this is Bryce Whitson coming to you from inside the Global Sim Racing Channel SK Modified here at South Boston Speedway. We're going to go out here on the track and take a qualifying lap and talk about this short little track. So we're going to come around here through 3 and 4 and get us a nice good run coming to the green. Right after the start-finish line, we're just going to tap the brake a hair to get the car down into the corner, and then we're going to drive off a little bit late right here to get a good run down the backstretch. Again, this is a really short track, so a lot's happening real fast. So as we're coming around here after our qual lap, you're pretty much going to be able to run laps like that for around 10 to 15 laps at the beginning of the race with little to no change in lap time for the most part. As the tires start to wear though, it's going to start getting a little tight. And so one trick you can use is to use a little bit of trail braking going into the corner here, and then also get that left front tire right down on that yellow line, and that'll really help loosen the car up in the center of the corner. Now, you're not going to have any issues with fuel here because for a full tank, you're going to get somewhere around 250 laps with the fixed setup. So you're not going to really run into any issues there, but you are going to want some tires for sure. So what we're going to do is we're going to come here around turn 3 and 4, and we're just going to take and dive right down here onto this pit road, chalk her down to 35 miles per hour, and make a pit stop. So that's a couple laps around South Boston Speedway in the SK Modified.
And there you have a couple wraps around South Boston. Now, this is good. Sean and I both did a race here just a few minutes ago at VIR, and I was almost late for this one because I was on my way to Massachusetts. I did not realize that South Boston was actually in Virginia, so I learned something today. But let's go ahead and talk about the points, Sean. Looks like Brian Neff really in the catbird seat.
Yeah, Brian having quite a season here. He finished first last week, his third win of the season. Man, that puts him at the top of the points. He's got a stranglehold on it right now. He's right now he is 4 points to the good with 83 points. Ernie Brown and Ryan Nuss, old Tron there, Tron Nuss got himself tied with Ernie there in second place for the championship, both with 79 points. And we take it back to Donnie Moore, who does have a win this season, and it will be fast tonight. So we'll see. He can get himself into this chase. He's 77 points right now, sitting in fourth. And then Lowell Jewell, who was our leader here just several weeks ago, is now finding himself down in fifth place here in the points with 73. Not out of this thing yet. Now, after tonight, we've only got 2 races left. These guys will head on down to Lanier and Lanier National Speedway, and then we'll end the season at New Smyrna. Lots of excitement coming our way here, Bill, but that points championship, Neff is locked in. He's going to have to start in 8th place tonight. Lucas Stinziano is going to be on the pole. Neff going to have a lot of work to do to win this thing, but it can be done. 75 laps, enough time to get it done here in South Boston.
Well, with the new point system this year, this series that they're doing, he doesn't have this locked up because he can get pretty well punished if he has a bad result. Now, of course, they get one fast repair, so if he makes a mistake, he's able to get back at it again. But we've seen drivers use up both of those, and certainly the way they invert the grid in this series, which I think makes this really exciting. If you finish in the top 8, you're put back up to the top, and so really, if you're up there in front, and like we have now, our pole sitter, he's going to want to hang on to that. Sean, let's go ahead and do the grid right now as they're gridding up. Let's go ahead. Why don't you take the first row, and I'll take the next 2. We'll go 2 at a time.
You got it. And by way of last week's results, and Lucas Stinziano finds himself on the pole this evening. And number 57, Lucas Stinziano is our pole sitter. Just outside of him, and a number 58. Haven't seen a whole lot of this man yet, but Ralph Connor is in tonight. The number 58 machine is starting in second.
Now, in third place is Mike Holloway. That's a driver that I'm used to racing with. Usually races back there, finishes about 8th or 9th. He got that 6th place finish that's going to put him up so high in the grid this time. Now our first driver who's in the points, Lowell Jewell, currently sitting in 5th position, but he's a good 10 points out of the lead. Let's talk about row 3.
Donnie Moore in the ASPCA special here. He's starting 5th tonight, and just outside of him, Ryan Tron Nuss goes off 6th.
Then we get back to row 4, and that's where you're going to see our point leader, Brian Neff. Neff, of course, driving in that beautiful Winn-Dixie machine. Now, outside of him is Matt Shinosky, and the outside of row 4.
And in row 5 here, we got Ernie Brown on the inside there.
Love Ernie Brown.
Son. And just outside of him, another newcomer to the series, the number 14, Vern Bradley, will go off 10th.
Matt Hoos sits in the 11th position on the grid with Tim Knott in 12th. And then rounding out the field here, we have Brad Spidell. Dylan Little is back there in 14th position. Ryan Gavell in 15th. And at the back of the field, John Holcomb. 16 cars in the field tonight as they come around looking to take the green flag. Round number 9. The pace car is in. Chug-a-lug, makes you want to holler Heidi-ho. They go into the first turn, and taking the lead is our pole sitter, Lucas Finazzo.
Yes, Tiziano off to a good start there, and I did overlook the fact that Neff had an EOL for a penalty from the last race a couple weeks ago. He had to start from the back of this field. Neff has even more work to do. Close call there, down low. Somebody almost got into the pit wall.
Stinziano, say that name for me and I'll get this one right. Say it for me, Sean.
Stinziano.
I should be able to remember that. There used to be a pizza parlor right next to my house called Stinziano. I had great garlic bread. Well, right now he's running in first position. Now back in second position is that familiar purple number 4 of Mike Holloway. Looking at the inside of Stinziano, but he can't do it, but he's going to peek in there, not going to get it done. Following back in third position, Ryan Nuss in the car number 13.
Oh, and the 21 of Matt Hoos almost looped around. Had a little help behind him there. And looked like Brian Speidel, him and Speidel mixing it up, but he able to hang on to that car.
Stinziano still holding that lead in that yellow car. Holloway looking to see if he can find a spot inside. 13 is Nuss looking at as they line up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more in fourth. And now in fifth place, we look at our newcomer, Vern Bradley.
Not sure what's going on with Lowell Jewell, but man, he already finds himself a lap down, and
looks like a pass for the lead. Hang on, looks like Holloway's going to get the inside, and now watch Stinziano's going to be on the outside. No, a great exit with momentum, and he's able to take back the lead. I really thought Holloway had that thing done.
Stinziano did a really good job of putting the power down up top there off of that turn. Really, really good move there by Stinziano.
Boy, Holloway had really side by side, and now looking to the inside is the 13 car of Ryan Nuss. Nuss not going to be able to get it done, and they're beginning to bottleneck up. And look at the 4 car. Holloway goes very high outside of turn 3. As they come around turn 4, as they're going to cross the finish line for starting lap number 10. It's still Stinziano in first, Holloway in second, Nuss in third. Nuss in third, Moore in fourth, and now looking to the inside, our rookie, Vin Bradley.
Boy, great racing already here in the Bootleg Racing League. And man, another Saturday night off to a great start, Bill.
It's one of the beautiful things that the league organizers have done here is that inverted start makes it really excited. Rarely do you get a wire-to-wire victory. And we have a car in the wall.
No caution flag yet.
No caution yet. It looks like Ryan Neff had it up on the wall. He was on 2 wheels for a while. Yeah, Brian Neff, it looks to be okay, but boy, that car took a hard hit.
It sure did. Sure did. And I'll tell you what, these cars, they're not really good with the hard hits. They don't drive too well when you hit them hard.
So that's our point leader now, running way far at the back. And we talked about, and we got to spin up front. Moore goes around. Holloway goes around.
That's Holloway right in the middle of that too.
Holloway is around in the 4 car. He got bumped, I think. I think Nuss may have got it. Ryan Nuss might have got into it. We're going to the replay right now. We're looking at it. You see the leader there out in front of them. Keep an eye on the number 4 car running in second place. Oh, he gets a little help.
Well, yeah, but the 4, he kind of went in a little bit high, kind of left the door open there a little bit. The 13 was there, and Nuss was there, and he was there on the inside. He had it, and the 4 come back down, and that just that brings the spin, unfortunately.
Well, Sean, on just this kind of short track racing, if you get an inch of your car inside, that apex is yours. This is so much different than what you might see on road racing where you want to be alongside. If you want to have to be alongside here to make the pass, it'll never happen. So any little bit like that is going to constitute position, and it just didn't work out well for those guys.
No, it really didn't. And, like you said, you get any part of that car inside, it's yours. You're going to take it. And we look at these machines. The wheels are open. Okay, a little bit of contact here is really going to be a lot of spin. So you have to look out for that constantly. And they did have a nice run there though to start this race. Bill, we've already knocked off 16 laps of this 75 lap event.
Yeah. You know, we don't talk much about these cars. They're really built. If you look at them, they're kind of skewed. They're really built to turn left with the right side wheels pushed so far out there, keep that center of gravity as far to the left as possible. And you know, the way these cars are built, I don't think because of the Coriolis effect, I think it's impossible for them to actually race these cars south of the equator because of the way like hurricanes and typhoons turn. So I'm not really sure if that's the case. But you know a lot about these cars, don't you, John?
I do. I grew up around them in the 60s, the 70s, the 80s. I've seen the technical advancements of the open wheel modified, and I got to tell you, they are exciting short track racing on a Saturday night. And in these modifieds is probably one of the more exhilarating things you'll ever see. These 650 horsepower machines bring just a special brand of racing. What is it? Is it a fendered car? Is it a modified? You never know. But I'll tell you what, the racing is always great. The the lights are out on the pace car. We're about to crank it up again here in the Bootleg Racing League.
Stinziano on the inside of row one, outside of him now. If I can get my updated timing and scoring here, nope, it's not going to do it for me. It looks like, well, we'll go ahead. 57, Stinziano says, and takes the lead. In second place is Donnie Moore.
Yeah, that would be Donnie Moore, and that was a nice start by Stinziano. Gets a little bit of space right there, but man, they're side by side here, back through the field.
That's Vern Bradley, our rookie, in third position now. Settling down in position then is car number 21 of Matt Hoos. Nice to see Matt finally making his way up there. Little bumping going on behind them. Dylan Little running in fifth position, and then Brian Neff all the way up to sixth.
Yeah, here comes Neff. He's on that charge, making his way up. Again, had a lot of work to do, but he's doing it well so far.
Stinziano comes across the start-finish line, and he's starting lap 23. Not quite one-third of the way there. A little love tap by Donnie Moore saying, "Hello, I'm here." Stinziano says, "I see you, no problem."
Yeah, well, that got Donnie out of shape. Oh, we got everybody behind. The
big pile up.
Away. Oh, but now
Connor's in the wall.
Trouble. Oh, jeez.
Upside down is Connor Jr., Ralph Connor Jr., and they're still piling up. We're going to replay right now. Holy smokes. We're seeing it right now on the replay. Ralph Connor was on his hood, collecting 1, 2, 3, 4 cars maybe in that one.
And then after that wreck behind, as the leaders, the front six got away from that, Bill, as they started to check up, they all got into a wreck up in front of that.
Lots of cars in this trouble. We'll see who's going to go into the... lot of free repairs coming this time as we go on lap 25 now, coming around one-third of the way there. Our second caution. I'd like to take a minute here to thank our sponsor, A-Box Mobile Storage. Make your next move easy and affordable when you use A-Box Mobile Storage containers. Hey, I'm going to do that. You'll be surprised at how many boxes you can pack into. I can hardly read this because it's getting dark in my part of the world and I didn't turn on the light. How many boxes you can pack into a portable container. I can't read anymore. It's too dark. Well, let me tell you this. I know this. What's really interesting is I'm blessed to have a wonderful mother-in-law. Maybe some of you guys aren't as blessed to have a wonderful mother-in-law. These boxes now, these containers are now wired for electricity. So when the old girl comes over, just give her a blender and a toaster and throw her in the box there, and you're good to go. So remember, if you want to find out more about A-Box Mobile Storage for your equipment at home or stuff you want to pack away, or your mother-in-law, go ahead and go to aboxmobilestorage.com.
And Bill, they are located right here in the great state of Virginia. We are spending a lot of time in Virginia today, and I'll tell you what, the old saying for Virginia is for lovers, baby, and I'm a lover, not a fighter, just for the record, okay?
That's good to know. I'll tell you who's loving this race right now, and that's Lucas Stinziano. He's out there in front. Now keep an eye on Donnie Moore. That's a name we've seen a lot. He knows how to push his way to the front. He's going to be starting on the outside of row 2 now. I don't know if I'd actually want to be
Oh,
starting on the outside of row 2.
Did you see that, Bill? Stinziano gets the car into the wall for no unexplained reason there. Here we go.
Oh, and now he gets a little bump there as they go green. Stinziano going to take the lead. Moore on the outside. Moore with a great run on the outside. He's got the momentum, and I think Moore's going to close the deal. Stinziano is struggling on the inside, making a move on the outside now. Is that yellow and black car? That is, who is that? Is that Brian Neff?
Yeah, Brian Neff.
Brian Neff has made his way up to second position. Stinziano is struggling on the inside as he drops another position now. Moving into third is Dylan Little. Stinziano finally files into fourth position. All of a sudden, everything's gone wrong for Stinziano. Meanwhile, back up front now, let's see who we have as our leader. It's back Donnie Moore in front. He knows how to do that. Followed then by Brian Neff in second.
Yeah, and can't forget about Ryan Nuss back there. He's back in fifth right now, and he's closing in on Stinziano there. I got to think Stinziano might have hurt the left front a little bit when he smacked the wall there on the pace lap.
Yeah, that must have been it because he looked just horrible. Well, all of a sudden, Brian Neff, your point leader now, running in second place. And he looks like he's going to peek to the inside, not going to get it done right now as Moore closes the door. But Moore was very generous, leaving lots of room on the inside there.
Lowell Jewell just grabbing a piece of the fence right there. He's stuck up top, trying to make it work up there. There is fast racing to be found up there, but you need a little bit of help. And right now, he's just not getting it. Lowell continues to drop through the field as he's stuck up top right now.
It's a 3-car race right now with Moore, Neff, and Little able to hang on there. And Neff giving another little love tap to Moore down the straightaway. Every time Neff does that, he loses momentum, but he's able to hang in about a half-car length back. Then it's quite a long ways back to the car that's running in fourth position, and that's the 13 car of Ryan Nuss. Back a couple more starts. We have a spinner in the back, and it looks like it might be Lowell Jewell. 55, Lowell Jewell tapped, spins it, turns it around. Doesn't look like a lot of damage. Let's see who got into Lowell there. See, as we're looking, it looks like it's Ralph Connor again in that white car, I believe. It's like Ralph Connor got into him one more time. Connor and I don't want to misidentify the driver, but yeah, I'm pretty sure. No, I'm sorry, it was Brad Spidell. Sorry, Ralph.
Yeah, and just a little bit, Lowell had to check up there. He had the 4 in front of him. He had to check up. He was a little bit slower, and Spidell got under him right there. And then when Lowell tried to turn the car around after that spin, he smacks that in-time retaining wall really well. He's going to definitely need to get that fast repair.
Yeah, Brad, the Spider Spidell is usually pretty good about that. He's racing a little farther back than he'd like right now. I don't think Spidell had any trouble on that. Meanwhile, we're looking now right behind the pace car is Lowell Jewell. Certainly not in the lead as he's showing a lap down, obviously.
Yeah, and that car
waiting for his wave around.
Yeah, that car's pretty beat up right now, Bill. I can't imagine he's going to try and keep it on the track.
He was back in the pack. There were so many cars involved in that first incident that happened on lap 23. I wouldn't be surprised if he's already burned up his fast repair, and maybe he's going to have to race what he's got right now. Things aren't going quite as easily for Lowell Jewell as they did. Was it last season? Yes, it was last season, or the season before where he was the champion.
Well, and Lowell got off to a great start with this season, and the past couple races just haven't been kind to him, and tonight, none better, unfortunately, as we're starting to see our wave arounds happen right here. But, yeah, tough break for Lowell. Donnie Moore doing a great job, though, of putting that car out front, and, well, he's got our points leader, Brian Neff, to deal with. He's going to start on the outside when we restart this race.
You just cannot keep Brian Neff down. I mean, he was way in the back of the pack, had early trouble, and now he finds himself way up outside of row 2. This is going to be an interesting start here as they come around. Moore's going to be in the prize position of the inside, but we saw that if you get a good run on the outside, you can get some momentum and make that pass stick. So Moore's going to have to be really careful that Brian doesn't lay back a little bit. Let's watch and see if Brian lays back or if he stays up there. Moore on the inside, Neff on the outside. Great jump by Moore. Moore's going to easily get into the first corner safely. Neff's going to follow up in second. Rounding out then in third, Dylan Little falls into third with Ryan Nuss in fourth. Go ahead, Sean.
Now, just looking through the field here, Hoos on the move right now. He's working on Stinziano. Spidle up top. He's trying to make it work just behind Hoos there. And great racing going on here throughout the pack. You know what? We overlooked the fact that Ernie Brown is out of the race. Ernie Brown has been out, and he was tied with Nuss there in points for second place. Ernie Brown going to take a tough hit tonight.
Yeah, and he's always a great interview. Boy, the bite that Brian Neff is getting out of these corners, it's just a matter of time till he gets underneath more. He is really good at getting the power down and getting underneath more. He's right there. Now, right behind him, Dylan Little, able to run with these guys too. But watch Neff, boy, he's something else. Moore goes a little bit wide. There's a good drive by Neff. Is he going to do it this time? No. Whew. And Little taking a peek on the outside. Neff has to look front and back.
Yeah, man, that is a great four-car battle going on. I'm going to go back to Matt Hoos.
Yeah.
Hoos managed to get around Stinziano. He's got his sights set on Tim Knott now. Knott having a pretty good run himself. He started 12th, got himself up to 5th.
Nuss making a move for third, and I hear more trouble in the back. Holloway is in it. Holloway, it looks like Vern Bradley, our rookie, is in it. And Holloway in that beautiful four-car.
Well, you know what that means right there, Bill. We're gonna restart this race with less than 25 laps to go. So basically, we're talking about, less than 10 minutes to finish this race, and they're going to be going hard on this restart. I got to tell you, Neff, look for Neff to be right on that thing when they restart, man. It's going to be an exciting one. Might be the last restart of the night. We'll have to see, but it will be exciting.
You know, the competition is so close in this series that you have to race nose to tail with only a few inches between you. And if there's problem up front, and what happened there was problem ahead of them, somebody got a little loose, and then they let up a little bit, and then you get tapped. That's racing in these things.
It really is. That's racing. You said it. And, Ryan Nuss, right now, with where he's sitting in the points, and Ernie Brown falling back, he's having a great run. Got to talk about Donnie Moore. I mean, he was sitting back there in fourth with 77 points, and now he finds himself leading this race. This could be a great evening for Donnie Moore if he can somehow manage to keep that car up there. But he's going to have to battle Neff to do it. And, we've seen what Neff can do this season with 3 wins under his belt already. Know he wants 4 tonight. If he got another win tonight, I'll tell you what, that would really help secure his hopes of winning this championship.
Well, Donnie Moore sits in first right now, and that's his position to keep. But I don't think Donnie Moore is the fastest car out there. In fact, I think he's holding up the 3 cars behind him of Neff, Little, and Nuss. So now we're going to see the lights are off of the pace car here. Nope, they're still on. Sorry, we have a wave around. Looks like we're going to go one more lap, maybe, as we're going to start lap number... What are we now as I'm looking for our lap number? Can't find it if I'm on the pace car. Lights are off now. Okay, here they come around. Moore on the inside as they're going down the back straight. Moore has that inside position in car number 26. On the outside is your point leader, Brian Neff. Now keep an eye on the guy on the inside of row 3, Dylan Little. He really can do something here. Pace car is in. Great jump by Moore. Moore's out in front. Neff is going to tuck into second place. So it's Moore and Neff now as they go lap number 53.
Neff did a great job on that restart. He was able to get off quick and get that car tucked right in, right on Donnie Moore's bumper. Look for the chrome horn to come into play here. We've got now just 20 laps to go here, Bill.
They're side by side. Let's go back side by side for 6th position there with Tim Knott on the outside. And Brad is I think that's Brad Spidle on the inside there. No, it's not in Hoos.
Oh!
And there goes Hoos into the wall.
Tough break for Matt Hoos. He's in the wall, just outside of Tim Knott there.
Yeah, I could see that one coming. We jumped back. They were side by side. And it was Knott gave him a little bump. And Hoos went for a ride.
You know, that's just really close racing in the turn right there, Bill. And we talk about the open wheels and the Nerf bars on these cars, and you know, not coming off that, he drifts up just a little bit, gets a small piece there of the 21 machine, and it's just enough to put him in the wall and sends that car on its lid.
Absolutely. So, while the yellow flag is something that most drivers don't want to see, as we still have 14 drivers out on the track right now, well, 13 of them aren't too crazy about the yellow flag. There's one driver says, keep those yellows coming, and that's Donnie Moore, because he's got this restart down to a science. Now, what's interesting is what you pointed out on the last restart was the ability of Brian Neff to get that car down to the inside. With only a handful of laps to go here, Neff cannot get caught on the outside and let Little get inside of him, or there's going to be a game over for Neff.
Yeah, and, you know, we can't forget about what Ryan Nuss is capable of. Tron is back there waiting, man, and looking for that opportunity. Now, I'll tell you, Dylan Little has been fast when we've seen him. Somewhat of a newcomer to the series, but Little has proven the ability to definitely to be up here with these leaders. So Little gonna try and be a factor before this race is over. We see some guys warming up their tires right now. Neff getting those tires hot. He wants to get that same start again. He's going to have to try and find a way to get that car tucked back in and get right behind Donnie Moore. But Donnie Moore is your point man, and he will control the start. That last restart, he was shot out of a cannon as soon as that pace car dipped in.
Yeah, and actually, it'd be interesting to talk to Neff at the end of the race if we can get him for an interview to see what his strategy is here. I'm not so sure he wants to go side by side. Maybe he does. I'm not so sure going side by side with Moore is really what he wants to do, because that's only going to let those guys back in row 2 cause trouble. I think what he really likes to do is Moore gets such a good jump, and then Neff is able to bounce right in there, take that second spot, and then it's a matter of just getting around Moore, which I think Neff is going to be able to put a pretty good effort in here. The trick for Neff is, if he's going to do the little love tap, he can't do it when he loses momentum. He's got to do it entering at the end of the straightaway to get Donnie Moore a little bit high, because otherwise you're going to lose momentum. Okay, the lights are off on the pace car. We're looking, as they cross the start-finish line, we're looking for 15 laps of green flag. Let's hope they can go the distance here. Pace car has to go around turn 3 and turn 4. He'll duck in.
We're live, buddy.
Oh, I'm sorry, I was behind. So there we go.
Got a great start there. Brian Neff was able to tuck it in. Dylan Little right there with him, guys.
Thank you. I was looking at a replay there. Okay, Moore now out in front. Neff in second place with another great restart like he's done before. But look at Dylan Little looking back there in third position, trying to get to Neff.
I got to tell you, Tron, Ryan Nuss not having a great restart there. Tim Knott was able to take advantage of it. Knott finds himself in fourth right now and pulling away.
Here's a little more banging going on in the back. And look at the line that Brian Neff is taking. He's getting that car way to the inside of that yellow. He's got some grip down in there. He's getting that car underneath that yellow line.
Yes, he is, Bill. And I'll tell you what, that car looks awful fast, but hats off to Donnie Moore having a really solid run right now.
Moore able to keep the distance back there, and Neff not able to close at all. Right now, the distance back from Moore to Neff is 3.6 seconds. Looks to be about 3 car lengths from here, but now here comes Brian Neff beginning to close the gap up as they cross the start-finish line, starting lap 66. Moore still out in front. Neff doing everything he can to close in, but he's not able to do very much. And hanging in the very back is Dylan Little running in third.
Dylan not showing any give up at all either, man. He is staying locked on the rear end there and doing a really fine job.
And now with a run, here he goes. Yeah, and Neff's stuck on the outside now. Little on the inside. He's going to have position. And we have a yellow.
Trouble. Yeah, trouble at the back of the field again.
Shinosky was involved, and Ralph Connor again. That's not the way you want to get screen time, Ralph. Let's go back and take another look at that there.
Yeah, Ralph, the rookie of the series, not having the best of luck tonight.
Kind of drifted out.
Yeah.
Okay, well, they
Well,
cross the start-finish line now.
well,
That calls up lap. Lap 70 now. 5 to go. When can they get the green here? In another 2 laps, maybe 3 after that? Sean?
we're gonna get this race restarted. You can bet that. And I'll gonna say it again. Well, it's about to get exciting. We'll have about 2 laps to go, I think.
Okay. Now, what's interesting is Neff was really being challenged by Little. I think Neff was going to lose that position. He got saved by that yellow flag. So Neff now sitting outside of row 1 still like he's been for, I don't know, count them up, 2, 3, 4, 5 restarts now. Donnie Moore has been able to do it every time. They're racing on lap 71. Waiting to see if the lights come off the pace car. Nope, they're still going on. So it looks like we're going to go 1 more lap. This is where you really can't be the most polite a driver.
Yeah, and the lights stay on, so got at least 2 more laps here pacing. So we looks like we're going to get a green-white checker.
And there's the wave around for Ryan Gabble in car number 03 to close up to the back of the pack. Still with counting the cars on the lead lap still. And that would be 12 cars on the lead lap. And remember, that 8th position is very important. Sitting right now is Brad Speidel. That's your pole position spot for next race. So there's always a battle for 8th and 9th in this series, as well as the battle for the lead. But right now you can see the cars starting to double up side by side. I'm going to say it again. Donnie Moore on the inside, Brian Neff on the outside. Back in row 2, Dylan Little and Tim Knott on the outside. No, it's Tim Knott on the outside of row 4. Ryan Nuss has been moved back into the 3rd row. Pace car is into the pits, and there they go.
Nuss.
Look at that.
I'm sorry, Neff, making it work up top there.
He did it. He waited. He said, I'm going to wait until it's time to do it. I'm going to keep my cards close to the vest until it's time to do it. He crosses the start-finish line now, starting lap 75. Could it be Brian Neff is going to win? We have spinning in the back. Do they go? They're not going to go yellow yet. It's going to finish under green, but there's a chaos in the back. Brian Neff wins race number 9 of the A-Box Storage. Woo!
Yeah.
Second place, Donnie Moore.
That was Lowell Jewell and Brian Nuss getting into it back there, and they were side by side and got together in just a melee there on the backstretch. But boy, what a restart there by our points leader. I'll tell you what, Neff doing just one whale of a job right there to put that car up front. Donnie Moore had to do all he could to keep Dylan Little from just taking second place away from him. Bill, that was that was quite a finish.
Restart after restart, Donnie Moore has the best of Neff, and then when it comes to the one that counts, that's why you're the points leader. Okay, we're going to take a very short break. We're going to come back with interviews, run down the standings, and then say goodnight to all you guys. So we'll be back in just a few. Welcome back to the wrap-up show of the Bootleg Racing Leagues, the Outlaw Series, race number 9 from... where are we? We're in South Boston, in Virginia,
sir. Yes,
not
sir.
in Massachusetts. I know where I am. It's been a long day. Okay, let's go ahead and we're going to run down the finishing lineup here for you as they came through on the checkered flag. Winner of his 4th winning race of the season, Brian Neff picks up his 4th checkered flag and increases his point lead. Second place, Donnie Moore. In third position, Dylan Little. 4th spot went to Tim Knott. 5th was Matt Shanowski. 5th position was Ralph Connor. Had a lot of action for finishing in 6th position there. 7th spot goes to Lowell Jewell, and the ever-important see you on the pole next race, 8th position spot goes to Ryan Nuss. 9th place goes to Mike Holloway, started up front, finishing in 9th, just outside of the regrid position there. And then our pole sitter, Lucas Stinziano, in 10th. Take us to the end there, Sean.
All right, and John Holcomb comes home in 11th tonight. Brad Speidel, not a great run for Brad tonight. Used to seeing him up front. The number 76 machine comes home 12th. Ryan Cavill in the 03 comes home 13th, 5 laps down. Matt Hoos, not a good night for him, man. Tough one for Matt tonight. He finishes 14th place in the 21 machine. Vern Bradley, 15th tonight. And Ernie Brown, our first victim tonight, going to take a hit in the points this week. He finishes 16th in the number 8 Frankenstein machine. Sorry to see Ernie have such a poor run tonight. Tough break.
Yeah, tonight we had a lot of goers and comers, as the Waltrip brothers like to say, with Stinziano and Holloway starting up front, ending up there back in 9th and 10th position. And then Brian Neff, who started way in the back, had early trouble, worked his way all the way to the front. I guess that would be a comer. Let's go ahead and do some of these interviews right now. I think we're lucky enough to get our winner, Brian Neff, in. Let's see if we can bring him into the booth. Brian, do you have a copy on us? Brian Neff, you there? Wait, he's in the wrong booth. Let's bring him into the right booth. There we go.
Brian.
Brian, can you hear us?
Yeah, I got you.
Good. Had you in the road course booth there for a second. Hey, let's jump ahead. First of all, congratulations on your 4th win of the season and building up that points lead. Let's talk about restarts. Boy, Donnie Moore seemed to have you the whole race, and then when it mattered, man, you really got it done.
Yeah, I spent some time cleaning my tires up there real good. I don't know if with this new build with the tracks, dynamic tracks and the marbles, if that helped me. But it sure felt like it helped me.
Well, you had tell us about the early trouble that you had. We did looked like you were, my notes here said I had you in the wall a little bit early. Is that correct?
No, I didn't get in the wall. I did a lot of dodging to keep from being in the wall, but I didn't get in the wall.
Pretty easy to coming up through the field to get to you. Really, when you got to second, that's when things really bogged down for you.
Yeah, I got a little bit of a penalty last race for jumping to start. I missed the driver's meeting and I got put to the back, so I had a long race tonight, and lucky for me, I got it to the front clean. So,
well, congratulations, driving through the field, very impressive. 4th win. Nobody else has more than one, so you'll have the only crooked number up there, and we will see you close this thing out for the last 2 races.
yeah, I look forward to the last 2. This was the one that I was worried about tonight. And like always, Donnie makes a race out of it. I just kept trying to time it, and I finally got it there. And I don't know if the tire thing helped me or what, but it was sure nice when I beat him into turn 1.
Absolutely, very impressive. Next to the last lap pass for the lead. Congratulations, and we will see you next race.
All righty, guys, take it easy.
Okay, next, I believe we have our 2nd place finisher. Maybe we can get his opinion, Sean, of how those restarts went. Let's see if we can bring in Donnie Moore.
Donnie, how you doing, buddy? Oh, don't have him in here yet. Hang on, let's get Donnie moved down here real quick. Donnie, how you doing, my friend? Second place finish. You got to be pretty happy with that tonight.
How you doing, Sean? Well, after leading a long time, I'll take second, but it would have been nice to win it. But geez, that Brian Neff, yeah, power move on the outside. I didn't need that last yellow.
Yeah, but with the way you were controlling those restarts, I'm really surprised he was able to get that on you on the outside there. Why don't you walk us through what happened on that last restart?
Well, we determined that white line right there, that was the restart position, and in the past few starts I had been going right on the white line, and I knew he anticipated that, and I was debating whether to wait, and because I knew he was going to go on the white line. I didn't want to give him a black flag, but then I didn't want him to not get a black flag and get the jump and be in the lead, so I went right at the white line. He anticipated it, and he went and he beat me on the outside there.
Well, Donnie, I got to tell you, now that I don't think the championship points have been updated yet, but based on my simple math calculations, which can be very complicated at times, I'm showing that's going to move you up to second place in the points, sir. Second place finish, second in points with two races left to go. Neff in sight. Now, obviously, he gets a big win, but I'll tell you what, second place isn't so bad. It puts you within shouting distance.
Yeah, I don't know what the point spread is there, but it's got to be still a pretty good gap between Neff and I. So second is no good. We want first.
Well, let's talk about first Lanier next week. What do you think?
Is it Lanier next week? I like Lanier. Lanier's good.
Lanier's a good one for you. You approve.
Yeah, I'll take it. Listen,
All
I
right.
got some news though, Sean. When I was waiting for you guys, I ran down to Neff's pit, and I got to tell you, 3 out of 4 of his tires were underinflated.
Oh no!
Yeah,
Oh no! A deflate gate on Saturday night.
Honest to God, I used a good tire pressure gauge too, the more expensive one on the Walmart shelf. So I don't know what to think.
So it was pressure and not soaking. Are you sure?
Yeah, I didn't think much of it, but the first 5 laps, I was getting country music station on my headset there from Ohio.
I'm sure he had something to do with that.
Honest to God, I'm starting to wonder.
That's great, Donnie. Well, yes, next week we head off to Lanier, and that'll be the next to the last race, and you're going to find yourself second in the championship points. And hats off to you tonight. I know you're not happy with taking that second, but what it did for you in the points is it put you right in the thick of the hunt, man, and congratulations again to you tonight.
Thanks a lot, Sean. I appreciate it. Yeah, good race, and shout out to Neff. Good win.
All right, and so that is the great Donnie Moore. We'll see him here next week in the Bootleg Racing Series at Lanier. Good luck to him there.
Thanks, guys.
Think Donnie Moore's happy that Tom Brady's playing quarterback? I think probably so. All right.
Yeah, man. We'll see you guys. Thanks.
Let's bring in Dylan Little, our third place finisher. Maybe we'll get his opinion on if Brady's a cheater or not as well. Let's see where Dylan is here. Dylan, you have a copy?
Yes, sir.
Hey, congratulations on third place tonight. Sean and I are going to talk to you. This Bill's on right now. You were back there behind those guys. Did you have hopes of maybe sneaking in to get the checker flag?
I did. If that last caution didn't come out, I think I could have got around one of them. But this place is so hard to pass, and to pass on the outside, you really have to dump her in there, so it wasn't really worth it.
Yeah, and actually, before I turn it over to Sean, I thought you had the pass made. I had you figured that you were going to start that last restart on the outside of row 1, and you could have snuck the victory, but they didn't give it to you. You almost had that pass made before the yellow came out.
Yeah, I made a comment to Brian when the caution came out. So of course, it comes out when I'm 2 feet away from passing you.
Sean, you have anything for
Oh,
Dylan?
yeah, Dylan, what a great run for you tonight. You got to flex that muscle again tonight in the MPI SK Modified, representing the great country of Canada, and I'm sure you got to be fired up. Hockey season's coming soon, and racing season here with 2 races left to go. You still got a chance to make a little bit of noise.
Yeah, I just want to win. I'm not in the points race. I'm not doing any of that this year, so I just want to get a win, and that'll be it. I'd be happy.
Well, we head to a track next week that, can be pretty tricky for some guys. What do you think about Lanier Race Park?
I love Lanier. I've had most of my good finishes at Lanier. I think I've got a pretty good way of getting around there and being consistent, so we'll see.
Well, that's where we head next week. That'll be one of the last 2 races. We'll end this season up in New Smyrna Speedway down in Florida. But next week we'll take it to Lanier. We'll head down to Georgia for that. We wish you the best of luck next week, Dylan. Thanks for coming in with us there for a moment, and safe travel to you, my friend.
Thank you.
Okay, boys and girls, that's going to do it for tonight. We're going to call it an evening here. Let's go through these sponsor plugs, and I want everyone to pay attention because these are the people that make it possible for this race to come. Now, I know a lot of you guys are watching this on tape delay and you're turning off right now. Don't do it. There may be a bonus question or something at the end. We'd like to quickly thank everybody at the Bootleg Racing League for organizing this event and contracting with GSRC to broadcast it. To A-Box Mobile Storage. Remember, make your next move easy and affordable when you use A-Box mobile storage containers. You'll be surprised how many boxes you can stack into one of our storage units. They also come wired for electricity. Now, I've recently been informed that they are not recommended for mother-in-law storage. For more information, go to aboxmobilestorage.com. Thanks to the company's equipments, software that we use on this broadcast, iRacing.com, XSplit, Twitch TV, Audio, Technica, Behringer, and AverMedia, and my Bubba keg, which is 64 ounces of icy refreshment. Oh, it's good. A special thanks to Eric Eckholm, who provides music for this series. If you'd like to know more about Eric, you can find him at Eric Eckholm on Twitter. Additional thanks to Casey Lalonde, who also provides music. If you want to find out more about him, go to caseylalonde.bandcamp.com. Thanks to my mate Sean Ambrose, to our director, Jed Yaman, Dougie Baird for his camera locations. If you'd like to find out more about Global Sim Racing Channel, do not Google GSRC because you will get the Golden State Rottweiler Club and you'll find out about dogs. Well, a better bet for you to do is to simply type in www.globalsimracingchannel.com along with archived races and race highlights. We're also on Twitter at GSRC Channel and Facebook at Global Sim Racing Channel. The Bootleg Racing League returns next Saturday, September 19th for race 11. From where are we, Sean?
We are at the Lanier Raceplex down in Brazelton, Georgia. Looking forward to getting down there, travel a little further down the East Coast, and then we will end this season even further down the East Coast, down in New Smyrna Beach, baby.
Oh, 2 very good tracks, so you don't want to miss those races. Next up for the Global Sim Racing Channel are 2 great series. The Week 13 SRF Big Grid from Phillip Island, and the Pacific Majors race, that's race 8 from Darlington. That's the big cars at Darlington. Oh, that's going to be exciting. The former race starts at 1:45 Pacific, and the latter race starts at 4:45 Pacific. And of course, everything is Pacific because that's where I am right now. So, since all of the housekeeping is done, it's time for us to go off and have fun storming the castle. So, until next time, race hard, race clean, and we will see you on the track.